AI agents are powerful alone, but they are transformational when they work together. Right now, we're going to see MuleSoft Agent Fabric in action, building secure, compliant, collaborative agent ecosystems that work across any team or platform. My name is Desmond Wong. I am joined by Krishna Mamidipaka, Product Management Senior Director at Salesforce. Krish, let's dive right into it.
All right.
All right, Krish. So agents are everywhere. I mean, like anywhere you look, that is what everyone is talking about, and for good reason. So I want to talk about MuleSoft and what you're so excited about today.
Yeah. So as you said, agentic revolution is absolutely on us right now. In fact, if you look at some of the recent literature, Gartner is saying that by the end of this year, we will have like 40% of the enterprise applications with some sort of task-specific agents. And for IDC is saying that on average, on a daily basis, enterprises are spending about 3.7 trillion tokens, right? If 2024 was the year of AI enthusiasts, and 2025 was about early adopters, 2026 is when AI is really getting into that mainstream. With all this going on, the notion or the challenge of agent sprawl is absolutely real. This week, I got a chance to talk to many CIOs and CTOs in the city and outside. And one thing that is giving them a pause in putting more agentic applications into production is that governance aspect of it. Are their agents leaking PII information? Is there adequate governance around those agents? Do they know of all the agentic assets that they have within the boundary of their enterprise, whether they are Salesforce agents or whether they are third-party agents? And that is where MuleSoft really shines with our new offering called Agent Fabric. Think of Agent Fabric as a control tower for all your agentic assets within your company. So we are applying the same framework that we have mastered over the last 2 decades or so with API discovery and API implementation and governance and monitoring to agentic assets now. With Agent Fabric, you can discover your agentic assets, you can govern those assets, you can visualize those assets, and you can orchestrate those assets in a very seamless way.
That's amazing. Well, I love that. Let's actually show everyone what this looks like in action. Let's take a look at a demo.
Fantastic.
How can you make sure all the agents in your enterprise are discovered and governed? With Agent Registry, you can bring all of your agents built anywhere into a single central repository. And with agent governance, just like with APIs, you can now protect any agent to agent and agent to system interactions regardless of where those agents and systems live. Meet Horizon Expeditions, a world-class cruise line company. They want to provide an agent-first personalized experience called Horizon Assistant. And to do this, they need all their agents to work together. But they're struggling because they have agents built by different teams and deployed in different platforms. So how did they solve this? Let's start in Agent Registry. This is where Horizon can add and discover agents built in any platform into a single catalog. And now that all the agents and tools like MCP servers and LLMs are all in one place, the right people can now find it and reuse it. When we click on the Spa Experiences agent to learn more, you can see that this agent handles bookings and cancellations for Horizon. Before this agent is used by others, how do we make sure that this agent is well governed? Let's start by clicking on one of the managed instances. And we want to make sure that the agent never receives or stores the customer payment data. So let's add a policy. Policies are guardrails for how we protect the agents. Here you can see all the policies that are available for this agent, including the policies for agent-to-agent interactions. For this use case, let's click on the PII detector and add the credit card type. And that's it. With just a few clicks, the policy is live and the agent is protected.
All right, that was awesome. And again, I always think it's so helpful to see the product in action. So, Krish, based on the demo, I think one thing, especially here, let's talk about the importance of governance and compliance, especially for our customers. Can you share a little bit more about that and what that looks like with Agent Fabric?
Yeah, especially for this crowd and this audience today in the public sector in DC, it is all about privacy. It is all about security. I know that for the business leaders and IT leaders in this particular domain, it is so top of mind for them, and they can trust MuleSoft to ensure that all their agentic journeys and initiatives can be very secure, can be governed very easily, and it can simply be an extension of the platform that they are already aware of. And our platform comes with all the necessary bells and whistles around governance and compliance regulations. We currently have a FedRAMP medium certification, and very soon, in the next few months, we will be providing a platform with a FedRAMP high certification. And in fact, we are also going to be adding an IL5 certification going forward for DoD and so on.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've got 1 minute. I know you spent a ton of time with customers yesterday. Based on those conversations, what do you think is the single biggest challenge that companies are facing right now as they start to adopt the Agentic Enterprise?
Yeah, so I would say, based on my conversations, not just this week and even in the past few months, successful organizations are putting governance as a centerpiece for their agentic strategy. Companies that are facing challenges are the ones who are making governance as an afterthought to their agentic strategy. So if there is one best practice to take away from all the conversations and all the summarized discussions, it is for business leaders and IT leaders to think about agentic governance as the first thing that they come to and address before they think about expanding their agentic universe and agentic initiatives.
Amazing. All right, that was perfect. Thank you, Krish, for your insights on what makes Agent Fabric so valuable. To learn more about how MuleSoft can help your organization, go to MuleSoft.com or scan the QR code on the screen.